Welcome back to the Post Run Podcast, baby. Forgot to film yesterday, but I pretty much announced it, so here it is. I am 100% out of the Virginia Trail Running Festival. I am not doing it. It's not good for me with my right arm right here feeling the way that it's feeling, the amount of mileage that I have to try to get back up to and try to refuel my body. It just wouldn't be good for long-term goals that I have, and it wouldn't be good for my body short-term either. So I initially signed up for the Florida Forgotten 100. That was the goal. Then I got this and I tried to fast track it, which I think to some extent it was good. It's got me out and it's got me training again, but I'm going for the Florida Forgotten 100. It's just in my head. That was the initial goal. So that's what I am going to keep going for. I talked to Becca. She's officially being my coach, so no more ChatGPT, no more being self-coached. Not that self-coach is terrible, but I really don't have like a ton of experience in this area. I think like the greatest thing that you can do when you don't have a bunch of experience in an area is just get started, do some research. For me, especially now with ChatGPT being available, did some research, created some training plans, adjusted them, realized where I went wrong, asked questions with Becca and with other ultra runners and people that I know that have done stuff, and did a bunch of research and then came up with my own plan. And I probably could have executed on it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that doing something on your own you can't do it, because at the end of the day you can, and when you continuously ask questions to people, you're gonna figure stuff out and people are gonna wanna go ahead and tag along for the journey. But I didn't do what I need to do. I didn't stretch, I didn't rest, I didn't recover, I didn't fuel myself properly, and I wanna make sure that I'm running for the long term. Like, I absolutely love David Goggins and the stuff that he does, but like the stuff that he does absolutely destroys your body, especially when he did it in the beginning. Like, now he's a seasoned ultra runner. He does a bunch of stuff and he knows how his body is and figures that out. I mean, you read in his books about the surgeries and stuff that he's gotten, and I would like to try to prevent that if possible. I'm not saying race day I won't push myself if I gotta push myself, but when I already know that my body's feeling bad, I'm not trying to literally kill myself during training. Like, that's not the point of training. The point of training is to push yourself and then recover so that you're stronger for a race day. So Florida Forgotten, that's where my goal is. I am going back to my initial goal of trying to obtain an 18-hour first 100 miler, first ultra run. I don't know if I'll have any before then with all this training and stuff, but that's the goal. 18 hours for the Florida Forgotten 100. Within that 18-hour range, it would be great if I could get 18 or sub 18, but I think realistically 18, between 18 and sub 24, with the goal of 18. And yeah, I'm super excited. Like I said, got Becca, she'll be training me. I've got a lot more time, so I can lean into that rest and recovery, and it can get me better ready for race day and for bigger goals, which I'm not certain if I've ever, I've shared with friends and stuff like that, but I'm not sure if I posted it out there. So I don't want to say this and this be taken. Screw it. I'm just going to say I have a really big goal and I'm hoping to be able to achieve it. I guess it depends on how much of a toll this 100 miler takes on my body, which really determines whether it's the goal or not. But I have this goal of doing a run from Panama or Pensacola, Florida, right Alabama, Pensacola, right where the curve of Florida is, all the way down Florida to the tip of Key West as a test trial for running across America. Because I believe that I could probably, my aim, which again, not sure if it's realistic, but my aim would be to do that in 14 days. That's I think somewhere between 8 in 900 miles based off of the route that I was kind of looking at. And then for the Olympics, I'd love to run across Florida or not for Florida. For the Olympics, I'd love to run across and do Transcon and run across America, except normally people do it from LA to New York. As I would absolutely love that, because like New York City is like my favorite place on the planet Earth. I think I'd want to go reverse and try some crazy shit with seeing if I could somehow be part of the opening ceremony of taking the torch from the Statue of Liberty and bringing it over to the opening ceremony, because it was a gift from France and the last Olympics took place in France. So if I took that, like I took the torch from France and then ran it across America and did content like that and made it something big. Also, it would be kind of crazy because it's around election year, and not that I want to like super involve politics into it, but I would like to get people to be like less divisive and do stuff that's like better for America and for the people, not for the parties. So it would be like people over parties. But I think it would be cool if I did that and captured enough or garnered enough attention along the trail or the campaign trail. That would be right towards the end, because I believe, if I remember correctly, the elections take place around November time, and the Summer Olympics is around June, July. So around June, July, while I'm running across America, I could potentially, which again, I don't know what 100% I'm trying to do, but one, I could have conversations with people that are within America, but two, the different political pundits that are running, whether I fully agree with them or not, but definitely the ones that I think that could make America better, from both Republican and Democrat, and maybe even independent party, could do something there with having interviews and having conversations with them. And it could be like Mission America, people over parties. And it's just me having conversations with people from different parties that I think that are trying to do things that are better for America. And ideally, maybe it's even some people that aren't running for presidency but are in different areas. But definitely the political candidates that are running for presidency, because honestly, at this point, there's people that I agree with on both sides of the parties, and I would just want people that are going to push forward America. But like I said, this post-run podcast, I've already talked about politics and religion, so but I don't know how much information I should give out here. I don't want to be scared to talk about stuff, because I'm going to have my podcast, and I'm ideally, eventually down the line, I'm going to talk to people that are in politics and stuff like that. Just because I believe that matters. I don't believe that it's the end-all be-all, but I believe that in order to create change in America and just around the world, you have to have the people behind you. And then when you have the people, at least in America, I think that you need to get their mind away from the parties, because the parties are using propaganda as tools to make it so that people do what's best for them instead of what's best for each other. And both sides, Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat, they're both very divisive. I don't want to, I just don't really like the divisiveness or the sides for what both sides do. So anyways, run across, get my 100-miler, then start training, depending on how I feel, to try to run across Florida, and then from there try to leverage that to get sponsorships and stuff to run across America, and make it a very, very big, huge thing. Jot down my notes. I don't know. I feel like something great could come of it, and it's only going to happen if I'm disciplined. And I would love to be a leader. I think that it's scary. I think that it's petrifying. But I don't think that we have a ton of good leaders. And it's something that I was scared of for the longest time to tell my voice. And maybe now I share it a little bit too much, but I just want people to love one another. That's what I think that it comes down to, and that's what I believe. I think that God loves each and every one of us, and that I'm not here to judge you or your decisions because I'm an imperfect person, and we all are, and it's only got for God to cast judgment, and He died for each and every one of us in spite of our flaws. So I'm not here to judge anyone, even if you don't believe in the same God that I believe in. You don't believe. So I thank you guys for tuning in, and I love each and every one of you. I hope that you promote love, and if you promote hate, I love you, and I hope that one day you'll let that go. I'm not a perfect person, but I just try to help people and myself, to be completely honest, trying to figure out myself. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Be who you want to become in order to become who you want to be. I will see you guys in the next Post Run podcast.